Millions.
Millions, cool.
All right. So one more thing about the Father's Day. What is some advice that you've received from a male, a father figure that you're gonna take with you? So I guess I'll start. My dad, I remember being mad at my mom, and I was young, and I'm ranting about my mom to my dad. My dad said to me, "Don't let nobody steal your joy." And so that stuck with me to kind of reel me back in, like, you right. And then there's my grandfather. He was telling me about money management, and he's like, you need to have money saved up that you don't use even when you're broke. And I was like, so when do you use it then? And he was like, if you're stranded in Cambodia and you're pregnant with twins, that's when you use that money. So I'm taking that with me. I thought it was hilarious, but you need to have money put off to the side for yourself. Not only do you need to have savings, but you need to have that savings that's off in a cut that you don't even use when you're just.
There's long term, there's short term, and you got like that emergency buried in the sand on desert island stash.
Yeah. So that's two that come to mind.
All right, Cheryl, you got something? You got some gems to share?
You mean Alicia? I just shared mine.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad, Alicia.
There's so much. I mean, I can't think of anything in particular, but my pastor, he was just one of the most humblest, sweetest, tender-hearted men I've ever met. And when he passed, it was hard when he passed. It was really hard. And it was Bishop Norman. And I'm telling you, I go to Bishop about anything and everything. And he was just, I don't know. He always held on to me like I was his daughter. So I don't know. I just cherished a lot of moments that we had together. He wasn't a man of a whole bunch of words. He really wasn't. I lost my grandfather when I was young. And, me and my dad we're working on our relationship now. So, but Bishop Norman, I'm telling you, he was a man of few words, and he was always, everything that he said just dripped in like, gotta catch every word because he don't say much. But one thing he used to say is that when somebody shows you their true colors, believe them.
That's real. That's real.
So that stuck with me. I mean, he went on to say that, the only thing that could ever change a person's heart is God. So, it's like, oof, okay, Bishop. Okay.
Brandon.
All right, so I got a couple things, I guess. I mean, my dad died in 2013, but I remember like some of the things I definitely remember. Some things that he, made me, I guess, like mantras to remember. But a big thing for him was, if you're not 10 minutes early or 10 minutes late, the whole thing was about being prepared and being respectful of other people's time and showing leadership in that role of being, first one to be there, last one to leave. And that's something that I've carried through. I've always tried to make sure that I'm ahead, that I'm early, and that's carried through my music, everything else. Is making sure I'm, the first one there if I can be, and be there through the end of it. So that's something that he would do. He would do that for everything. Like if there was like a movie or a concert, like he was the first one in line. Like it was like we're gonna get here, we're here to do something. We're gonna get here. We're gonna do this early. That's one thing. Something else that he was big on was symmetry. Like this balance of symmetry. If you do something on one side, you gotta do it on the other. So he would like hate a Picasso. It didn't make no sense. Like he wanted everything to be real symmetrical and kind of balanced when it came to to visual structure of things. That's something he taught me now. I was like 5 years old, like making forts out of Lincoln logs. He's like, if you build this on this side, you got to do this on the other side and make this even. So, couple things.
You had something else?
No, that was a couple of things. You know, there's some. Wait, I've also got some stuff that didn't make no sense. I think you meant the stuff that worked, because there were some things that just like was bad. Like it was like, and then
we'll go to that. We'll go to that after this. That would end on a note. One thing I learned from my dad just watching him. My dad is a very, very, very hard worker. He works hard and he chills hard. He gets up.
That's good.
Morning, he goes to work. Even like on the weekends, he's not just like on the weekends. He's cutting the grass, or he's when he was married, he was washing his wife's car, or it'd be times I wake up and my car was washed. Like he's always doing something. Not a lazy man by any means. And my dad is real friendly and personable. Like I'm kind of standoffish because my mom is. I want to feel people out before I'm all like giddy buddy with them. But my dad, he's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up? How you doing, bro? Like my dad speaks to everybody. And, like he works downtown, so like if I go visit, everybody knows him. It's people on whatever side of town, like, oh yeah, I know your dad, because he just speaks to everybody. He's cool with everybody, like, and so he teaches me to be just a little more forthgoing, like, you know, what's up? How, you know, he just make you feel welcome. So that's cool. That's cool. So then, since we are since Brandon brought it up, what are some of the quirks that your dad or father figure or whoever had that didn't work? Where it's just like maybe it pissed you off, maybe it was just funny, like why you do that? You're goofy, like whatever.
Man, I got some bad fashion advice from him. Now my dad was a flashier dresser. But I mean, you know, he was a grown adult in the 70s, and they dressed weird in the 70s. But he had these concepts about like certain pieces of your outfit just stood alone. You could do whatever you want with them. And like his whole thing with like shoes stand alone. You don't gotta coordinate with the shoes, can be whatever. And like so, this one year I'm like in middle school, or whatever, and there was these real fly pair of green Nikes though. But like you know, you just can't keep buying a bunch of shoes like. So the green Nikes was my new pair of shoes, and my mom was like, "You sure you want these?" I'm like, "Yeah." My dad said, "You know, shoes stand alone." So now here I am buying. And God, we have these green, like almost like these suede Air Force One green Nikes that I'm supposed to wear with every outfit because those are my new pair of shoes. And I quickly discovered that green Nikes don't go with everything. Nope, I don't want to hear shoes stand alone and that. Nope,
Stand alone.
This don't work.
Hilarious.
Shoes stand alone. No, nah. And he would do this. He would do this with a couple of different things. It was like, you know, watches stand alone. All right, I can kind of go with that. Like ties stand alone. Yeah, nah. You can't just be doing it whatever you want with the tie either.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I can just imagine that. I could just imagine.
No.
Especially.
My grandpa, my maternal grandpa, I remember like he left the toilet seat up when I was young, and I went in the bathroom and fell in the damn toilet.
Okay, that's a separate discussion. I don't know why y'all do that.
I was young, like I was super young. I just ran.
Adult women do this.
Well, I'm sure, but I don't as an adult woman because I'm too scared. But as a young girl, I ran in the bathroom, sat down, fell in the toilet, and I was furious. I was so mad. So later on that day, I'm like, Grandpa, like you didn't put the toilet seat down.
Man.
He looked at me unfazed, like, well, you need to look before you sit. And
Yo, wait, that's a great lesson. That's for a lot of things.
I was
literal. Less literal and metaphorical. Like, you need to look before you sit.
I was angry.
How hard is that?
I still remember that to this day, and I was super young. Like, I'm like, can't stand you.
You know what?
Like,
No. That's justice. That's good. I like that.
no. Alicia, you got any quirks or crazy stuff?
I mean, it wasn't really crazy, but like, like my pastor always had like candy in his pocket. And even as like I got older, like he always felt that it was okay to just give us candy. Like, and I'm like, I'm like, reach in your pocket and get some change. Can I get some change? I get some dollars and stuff like with this candy. Like
you got warm, half melted like pocket candy.
With the lint and everything with it, like,
Dude, he's looking at you like, I think she needs some candy in her life.
Right. And like my grandfather, he was real stingy with like, cause every morning I go up because my grandma and my grandfather lived like a couple houses up from us. So in the morning, my mom would make me go up there before school because she didn't want us home by herself. So I went up there and like, my grandfather sitting there with a bowl of Raisin Bran. I'm like, Pappy, can I have some Raisin Bran? And I wasted his Raisin Bran one time. And ever since then, I asked him again if I could have some of his Raisin Bran. You know what he told me? He was like, I don't got you to do. And
I don't got you. Hey,
he ain't got me to do. So from then on, he made my mom bring me cereal because he didn't want to share his. He
I remember
not playing with me either. Like he was not playing. I was just like, whatever. But
serious business, man.
I remember that same grandpa. He whooped me. I was super young. I don't remember. I feel like he was telling me to come. I was doing something. Kept doing it. He kept telling me to stop. I wouldn't stop. And I just remember my feet and my hands was all in one hand. He lifted me up.
Oh.
Yo, I don't know what. I know he was calling me. I didn't come. He got up. I was young.
Mm-hmm.
Straight.
He wrote it there with you, man. He got it together. That's funny.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing with you.
Not at all.
You heard what he said. No, but
not at all. He was not.
My grandfather was.
You may not know what it is, but I bet you don't do it now. Whatever that was, I bet you you don't do it.
No.
I will say though, part of why I moved to Pittsburgh, well, not even just part of why I moved to Pittsburgh. Why I moved to Pittsburgh was because of my dad. My dad had been here for some time, several years, and him and his wife offered for me to move here when I graduated from college, and I was gonna do it, but then I had my high school sweetheart. We were kind of living together and whatnot, and I was like, last minute, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because I got scared and I didn't want to leave him. My dad called me and cussed me out. I told this story over the weekend, but he's like, for real, he don't even remember. But I remember because I was like a goody two shoes kid. So I was a goody two shoes kid, especially around my dad. You know, the maternal side got the real side. You know, they get the smart mouth and whatever. But my dad's side, they never ever had to say anything to me when I would go visit. So at this time, I'm like early 20s. I decide last minute I'm gonna just stay in Akron. Well, he calls me and he's like, you just want to stay in Punk A Akron? You just want to work at McDonald's and go to karaoke and hang up with that boy? Like, he was going off.
Not the McDonald's.
I was working that was one of my first jobs. Like, I was working at
I got
McDonald's.
you.
I had been there for like 6 years. I literally had just quit. I have no plans I didn't know what I was gonna do. I graduated from college, but I'm like, screw McDonald's, I'm done. I'm out of here. So I just quit. God told me to quit. I quit. But he's like, you out here quitting jobs. Like, he was
Yo.
It hit such a nerve with me that I was like, all right, I'm gonna move.
Hey, Alicia, what you watching on TV?
Nothing.
Nothing? Not Coyote Ugly or nothing this time?
Mm-mm.
All right.
No Coyote Ugly this time.
All right. Now that's cool though, man. Yo, those moments stick with you. Like them huge, either the ass whooping moments or when they just destroyed your life with the words
Coming out their mouth.
Yes.
You're like,
listen, and it'd be like
snatched your whole soul out, yo.
Right.
My great grandpa, that same one, he was very mean and he didn't say many words. But like before he died, he had a good amount of money. He bought an SUV before he died. He died in his early 90s, maybe. But everybody in the family was like, don't buy it. What are you buying this for? You can't even drive no more. Like, why are you buying this? And he was real adamant about buying it. But we later figured out after he died, he bought it for my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother has never drove ever. So he bought it so that she would have somebody that could transport her wherever she needed to go, because that's what he
okay.
For her.
No, that's good. That's what's up.
So like he was stern and he was mean and he wasn't like the most affectionate person, but he showed his love by taking care of you and taking care of his family.
Oh, like the Archie Bunker type of character.
Yeah, gotcha. Absolutely.
Right.
So, all right. Any final words?
I know that's a dated reference for probably a lot of y'all, but yeah, the Archie Bunker type of dude. All right. What's the next question?
Dated reference. Why gotta be a dated reference for us? Like,
oh, come on now. Like, All in the Family? That was all mad reruns by the time we was little kids. Right. So anybody, for real, anyone who's not, at least 32, 33, like, they have no idea who Archie Bunker is. And, like, most of the black people barely watch Archie, even though the Jeffersons came from All in the Family. Most people weren't even they were watching the Jeffersons and they didn't even really pay attention to Archie Bunker.
I used to watch All in the Family because my dad used to like that show.
Yeah, that's the reference. If your parents got into it, then you knew about it.
It was so racist though, and so like controversial. Like a show like that could ever be out. Ever.
Because they made people discuss. It was like the first show to make people like face America.
Yeah.
And like talk about it.
We got a real live Archie Bunker right now as president.
Nah, man, he on some other level, man.
Right. Because he don't take care of his business.
Yo, for real, man. Archie ain't never leave Edith, yo. Right. Donald Trump got like 4 or 5 wives.
He made sure that you was good.
He got a wife on deck somewhere.
I just meant like the racism and the bigotry. Okay, so main topic, y'all, COVID-19. We was gonna have to talk about this at some point in time. So
I'm ready for that new COVID-20, man. It's supposed to be coming out like later this year.
Hey, yo.
Right, I'm gonna go copy.
I want no parts of that.
There's supposed to be a resurgence.
Let's start with like, how do you feel about coronavirus? Like, is the virus real to you? Is it man-made, or do you think it really derived from bats? Like, what's your thoughts on coronavirus?
The more and more
COVID-19, coronavirus, it's real.
You do that way too well. Like, for real, that shouldn't be that. Yeah.
I'm gonna need for you not to be able to do that.
Right, that was way too real though.
So I don't know. For me,
she come out every
the more and more I keep like this keeps going on, and the more and more like, 1 minute it's here, 1 minute it's not here. Like, and when I say that, meaning like we just went a whole month with no new cases here in this part of Pennsylvania. And then all of a sudden now we're surging again, back up. We've had 50 cases within the last 2 days. And then prior to that was like 24 or something like that. But I honestly believe the more and more that it goes on, that I believe that this was germ warfare, and that almost like I wouldn't say population control, but more of like just a control. Like,
Alicia, what do you mean by germ warfare?
meaning like it was put here. It
So
wasn't.
like man-made, like was sent out.
Yeah, I think it kind of like how the whole like syphilis thing went when they were um ingesting those people with syphilis. Um, so I kind of feel like this was something that was experimented and it got out of control. And when I say out of control, meaning like it left the control site that they were doing this in, and now it's something that we don't know how to handle. Because this is not just a United States thing. This is a worldwide thing. Like, China's had a second wave already, and they have shut down most of their stuff again. Like, I don't feel like this is going to go anywhere anytime soon, but it's also like a lot of people aren't taking it as serious as I think that it is. And yeah, I believe it's man-made. And I wouldn't even say man-made. I just say that it's something that got out of control.
Brandon, what's your thoughts on coronavirus? Is it real?
All right.
Is it man-made? Did it come from bats? Like, what's your thoughts on this virus?
Okay. All right. So, I definitely enjoy a very feasible conspiracy theory. So I do. The reason why I say that is because it very well could be. Do I think it started from some man having a bat sandwich in China? I think it existed before that. I don't think it was just it may have been reported from there, but it's very possible that it came from somewhere else, even if it was germ warfare. The biggest part of it though is people are not taking it seriously. I'm not saying I'm the most super staunch, serious person about it, but there are definitely people that are like really blatantly just ignoring shit that, although sometimes inconvenient, it's not that difficult to do. I don't know if y'all saw that recent video of this older white dude that wanted to go to Walmart shopping with no mask, and like the greeter, who was a younger guy, probably like mid to late 20s, was trying to like just be in his way and say, "Sir, just go put a mask on and you can shop." And this old white dude was just pushing through, like he was pushing to the point where the dude stepped back and the white dude fell. Like he was pushing that hard just to like blatantly go against these rules. And it's one of those situations of the hard head, soft behind situation. People gonna keep on doing this, and they'll keep doing the risky stuff, and they're gonna end up being the ones that need lung transplants because they weren't listening in the first place. So whether it's man-made or it's naturally based, just came out of nowhere and we can't handle it. Right now we're just as a species on this planet not handling it the best that we all could be. Stay in the house. I know the extroverts hate it. Just chill out for a minute.
Yeah, like I have a hard time believing that this all came from a bat sandwich, because the way I think about it is like, if they ate a bat sandwich in 2019, they've been eating bat sandwiches for years.
Oh, that's nothing new. Yeah, bat sandwiches ain't new.
Bat sandwich somebody ate, like right. Now all of a sudden people got a virus. No, so that I really do feel like it is, like you guys said, like something that they kind of created that got out of hand, or maybe it didn't get out of hand. Maybe it was put
Who
out
knows?
There, like you said, Alicia, like some kind of sense of control. So
population control, maybe.
Maybe population control or just control. Like we want
I
to,
just
because when we tell y'all to put these masks on and stay in the house, we gonna see if y'all gonna do what we told you to do.
I look at it as like, like Brandon said, I like a good conspiracy theory. So like, weighing everything, and I was just listening to, you know, different people's perspectives on this, and how like it's like, ain't it crazy how, of course there's always those people that are, in that middle age that will get it, because we're receptible to getting things too, but how it's hitting mostly hard the older generation, like I don't know, the baby boomers, and it's not really affecting kids, like young kids. There are the exceptions to the rules with some of these kids that have gotten it, and a lot of them have been infants because their immune system hasn't been built. So but my mom had said the other day, she was like, just think about how these baby boomers and these older generations are on like social security, and how they were just talking about social security is depleting because there's too many people that are on it. And they were talking about how like these baby boomers, they're not retiring from these companies for these companies to flourish with the younger people that are coming in. And it's like when you start listening to these things and you kind of put your own thing together, your conspiracy on it, it makes sense in one way, and then the other way is like, nah, they can't be doing nothing like that. They ain't gonna do that like that. And then you look at who our president is, and you're like, yeah, I can see it being done. I can definitely see it being done. It's like you got your own theory on it, because I don't put nothing past that devil. He's a
So,
an orange giant.
so, number one, are you afraid? Do you know anyone that has it? If so, who? And do you know anyone who has died from it? So